Hey, do you want me to tell you the top 10 reasons not to move to Toronto? You got it. I mean, I told you the pros in my previous video, the top 10 pros of living in TO. So it's not all roses. So I'm going to share. I'm Santarina Matto. And if this is your first time on this channel and you want to learn everything about what it's like to work, eat, sleep, live, play in Toronto, make sure you tap that subscribe button and click the bell so you're notified every time we post a new video. And honestly, we get so many phone calls and emails and texts every single day from people moving here from across the country, across the province, from across the city, and of course, from around the globe. And we love helping them. So if you're thinking about moving anywhere in Toronto or the GTA, make sure you give us a call or shoot us an email or hit the Calendly link below to book an appointment. Days, nights, weekends, we got your back when you're thinking about moving to Toronto. Now, what about those top 10 reasons not to move to Toronto? Well, number one on the list is the high cost of living. Toronto is one of the most expensive cities in Canada with how high housing prices, rent, and general living expenses. This can make it difficult for people with a limited budget to live comfortably. Limited affordable housing. So Toronto has a limited supply of affordable housing, making it difficult for people with low incomes to find suitable homes. But let me talk about homes for a second, because many, many years ago, it was mandated that if you were a builder or a developer and you're going to build in Toronto in the core, you had to build to highest and best use. That means if you could put 40, 50, 60 stories, you were doing that. You were mandated to do that. And a lot of people complained because it created shade on the streets and we lost some of our beloved businesses. But you know what? What it did do, it created condos for thousands of people to live and to own and to rent in, and we wouldn't have those if we didn't have that mandate. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword, right? And when I say condos, I mean buildings, condominium apartments inside a building. You can get condos that are townhomes, and you can even get a detached house that is a condo. But when I'm talking about condos, I'm talking about they look like apartment buildings, and some of them are just gorgeous, some of them not so much. You be the judge. Traffic. Oh, traffic congestion. You get a headache thinking about it. With a growing population and limited infrastructure, traffic congestion is a significant issue in Toronto. Commuting times can be long, and finding parking, to say it's challenging is to really understate it. And it's expensive to park. Public transit issues. Okay, so while Toronto has a public transit system, which is good, it's often criticized for being overcrowded, unreliable, and not extensive enough to meet the needs of a growing city. I mean, it's not extensive, like our metro, our subway is not as extensive as, say, Paris, France. But we're not bad. Between the buses and streetcars, you can usually get around pretty good, but then there's auto share or Uber, taxis, limos. Harsh winters. Toronto experiences cold and snowy winters with temperatures often dipping below freezing. This can make outdoor activities challenging and lead to increased heating costs. I like it warm in the house. What am I going to tell you? I'll pay. Urban sprawl. Well, the city's experienced rapid growth and it continues to grow. It leads to urban sprawl and the loss of green space. So this can contribute to a less attractive urban environment and, again, longer commute times. We have a very competitive job market. So while there are many, many job opportunities in Toronto, the competition for well-paid positions can be fierce, and newcomers may struggle to find work in their field. Noise and air pollution. Well, a large city like Toronto suffers from noise and air pollution. It's just a fact. So that can impact your health and your quality of life. So just be aware of that. High property taxes. Okay. To support the city's infrastructure and services, Toronto has relatively high property taxes, which can be a burden for homeowners. Now, I've seen much higher property taxes in some states. Okay. But I just want to talk about Toronto here. They can be high. I'm not sure what you're comparing it to, but it ain't free. These are big city woes. And if you're going to come to Toronto, you have to know the pros and the cons. And I just shared with you 10 cons. So what are some of the things you want to know about the city of Toronto or the surrounding area, the GTA, or maybe the Toronto real estate market? Let us know in the comments or hit me up on Calendly. I'd love to talk to you. I'd love to talk about real estate. I'd love to talk about my city, my beloved city. And guess what? Talking doesn't cost anything. So don't forget to like and subscribe. See ya.